Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, we're continuing on with my top 10 series that I brought back again this year. I've done it the last few years, so figured I would update it again. So far in this series, I've already gone over my top 10 favorite highlighters, blushes, lip glosses, lipsticks, and liquid lipsticks, and we are rapidly approaching the end. In today's video, I'm gonna be going over my single shadows, and in the final next video, it'll be my eyeshadow palettes. Just to reiterate, I'm not going over things like bronzers, foundations, concealers, powders, because I truly just don't even have enough to make a concise top 10. If you're interested in seeing different aspects of my collection, I would recommend checking out my makeup collection and declutter series that I do at the end of every year. The most up-to-date one is the one at the end of 2021, and I'll be bringing it back again at the end of this year. I'm really excited about this one. I've actually never done single shadows before, but I figured with all of the extra use I've been getting out of my singles this year, I thought I would include it. I have some really cool eyeshadows to talk about today. So many beautiful shifts and flips, and the ones that I'm definitely super drawn to, and I'm really excited to talk about them. I'm very curious to hear your guesses on what shadows you think will be in my top 10, what you think will be my number 1 as far as single shadows go. Since I've never done this before, I'm very curious to see who gets any right. I would also love to hear what your favorite singles are, whether you have a top 10 or just a couple favorites to share. Please leave them down below. And as usual, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram and TikTok by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessories go, these earrings are from the brand 5 Lemons. I don't remember where this choker's from, and this is the Alley ponytail from insert name here. You can use my code battybean for 10% off. I think my code is still active. Who even knows, but you can always attempt it. All of my codes are always listed down in my description box if you ever need to see if I have a code for anything. But all right, with all that being said, let's just hop in and chat about my top 10 favorite single shadows. Hello, my friends. We are gonna get into my top 10 favorite single shadows. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have not done this in this series before because I feel like up until this year, I wasn't giving my singles as much love as I probably should. And I started my custom eyeshadow palette series this year, so it's really given me an opportunity to really play with them and look at them and use them in different ways. And I feel like I've gained a really close connection with some of my single shadows, and these ones are really special to me. I love them a lot, and I'm really excited to talk about them. In some cases, I really don't have a specific reason on why they're ranked the place they are. I guess I just maybe have a little more love for some than others, but I love all 10 of these with my whole heart. Some of them are recent discoveries, some of them I've actually had for a little while, and I'm excited to talk about them. As usual, I will of course swatch everything individually as I talk about it, but at the end of the video, I will give you kind of a roundup and show you everything swatched out on my arm. All right, so I guess without further ado, let's just get into it. So ranked number 10, I'm giving it to Calx from Clionadh. It's one of their duochromes. I actually only own their duochrome singles. I don't have their stained glass collection. I do have their dragon fruit palette now from the Emily Violet Marie collab, which does have some multi-chromes, but as far as singles, I only have their duochromes. And Calx has been one of my favorites. I've had this for a couple years now, and it's just such a pretty color. I don't know. It may not be the most sparkly thing on the planet, but I really like the shift that it gives. It's kind of like periwinkle blue with a pink shift going through it. It's really, really pretty. And I always feel really cute when I wear this one. And I feel like I've just really adored this one for quite a few years now, so I wanted to include it in my top 10. It's the one that stands out to me as far as my Clionadh duochromes go. Next is Artifact from Shroud. Can you see kind of the dent that's forming in the middle of this? I love this color. When she came out with the Moonfall Trio a few years ago, I fell in love with it, and this color in particular really makes me happy. It's just so rich and delicious. Just look at that. It's so pretty. It doesn't have a crazy shift or anything like that. It's just punchy and grungy and metallic and saturated. And oh, I just love wearing this color. It's so pretty, and just considering how many times I know I've used this shade, I had to include it as well. I have so much love for this color. Next, number 8 is Red Giant from Terra Moons. I love this color. I got gifted a gift card to the brand a few years ago, and between that and me spending my own money, this was part of my first purchase, and I love this color. It's just so unique. I don't have anything like this. It's like a translucent highlighty color with that very vibrant pinky red shift. Oh, it's so magical, and the texture is so creamy. I love this color. Part of me wants to say I don't think the shade's available anymore. I will link everything that I can that is available down below. Really hope it is, because wowee, is it special. I love this color. It's so cool on the face, inner corner, all over the lid. Such a unique shade to my collection, and I adore it. Next, number 7 is Glass Slipper from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. I purchased this for myself a couple of months ago, and holy moly is this amazing. It's so sparkly in person. I feel like the camera cannot capture Give Me Glow's like special toppery multi-chromey shades that well. You really have to see it in person to believe it. But the shifts from blue to pink are magical. There's almost like a little sea foaminess to it when it hits the light just right. And it is so sparkly and so pigmented. There's still so much shadow on my finger from before. Oh, it's just such a good color. I love this. I've been using it a lot the last couple of months. I feel like I'm constantly drawn to it. So yeah, this one's ranked number 7. And number 6, rounding out the bottom 5 of my top 10 is, what are you called? Looking Glass from Terra Moons. This is part of that order that I made with my first set of shadows from them. This was actually one of the first multi-chromes I've ever owned. And I love it. It feels so smooth to the touch and it's so pigmented. It goes from like blue, green, purple. It truly looks so magical. And when I finally bought this shade and tried it out, I was like, okay, you know what? Multi-chromes, I truly understand the hype now. Because up until that point, I just simply didn't really have any other than like a couple random ones that I had in eyeshadow palettes. But as far as singles, I hadn't ventured into them yet. Oh, and this one just makes me so happy. This one just brings back good memories. I also really, really, really like specifically putting on like a big winged liner and then layering this over top of that liner to give a very cool multi-chrome liner effect. It's so cool and I love using it for that reason. But I also love using it on the lid too, don't get me wrong, but that's just one of the ways I like to use it. Moving into my top 5 now, number 5 is Dragon's Blood from Give Me Glow. Do you see how much it shifts just in the pan? It's so cool. It's part of that purchase I made a couple months ago with, what's it called? Glass Slipper? Oh, it's so smooth too. And I just love that shift from blue to green. It's so vibrant and then it gets so deep and jewel toned. I love all the colors in this and it's just so pretty. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this color. And similar to the previous shade, I love layering this on top of winged liner. I think it's so cool. What a fantastic shade. I'm so excited about it. My only gripe with Give Me Glow is I wish we could just have smaller pans because it's hard for me to imagine going through a small pan of anything anyways, but especially one this big, I'm never gonna go through it. So I wish they could do smaller pans. They would fit in my palettes a little bit nicer, but I love this color. It is magical. Number 4, I'm giving to Chasing Comets from Terra Moons. This is such a cool color. It shifts so many different ways. It is purely magical. It kind of goes from purple pink, but then it also kind of hits bluey sea foamy depending on where the light touches it. I'm trying to like move my hand in all different ways so you can kind of capture that. It is so pretty. I feel like this is another one where it looks like so different in person versus on camera. Like the shifts do not show through completely on camera the way they do in person. Such a unique color. This truly blows my mind every time I wear it. It's just magical and amazing. And I just love how smooth their formula is. It's beautiful. So, so good. Moving on to my top 3, number 3 is Party Monster from Give Me Glow. Again, part of that order I made a couple months ago, and I fell in love with this color. It's just so cool, and again, it's just so pigmented and sparkly and glitzy. I feel like the sparkle is actually capturing on camera better than the other shades, but it's just so cool, and it's hard to even describe the shifts. It's like kind of mauve-y purple, but then it gets kind of bright pink, but then also kind of sea foamy silvery. It's such a weird color. It has such weird shifts and I love wearing it. And I feel like depending on what I pair it next to, it kind of transforms as well. Such an unbelievable color. I love this shade so much. It's so cool. Moving on to number 2, this is Moontide from Terra Moons. I love this color so much. I actually thought this shade was gonna be number 1 when I was planning out this video, like before I actually sat down to look at my singles and I was just trying to think at the top of my head which ones stood out to me. I thought this was gonna be number 1 because it's just so cool. I love that like deep blue, purple, and then kind of like a electric blue into a silvery kind of color. It's so cool. Moontide is the perfect name for this too because I feel like this truly looks like moonlight glistening on like the ocean. It is such a magical color. This looks amazing all over the lid. What a cool standout shade to me. Like this is one of my favorite ones in my whole collection. I mean, clearly it's number 2. And again, I thought it was gonna be number 1, but then when I actually opened my singles, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know exactly what number 1 is. No questions asked, so let's move on to it. Moving on to my number 1 fave, drumroll please. I had to give it to the Cosmos from Terra Moons. I feel like the shade is so bright, it's hard to even show it on camera. This has the coolest shifts ever. And it's so like chunky sparkly, but not in like a glittery way. It's just I don't know, so textured, and then it captures those pigments in those tones so well. I can't even describe this color. It's like kind of blue into an electric blue, into like a turquoise, into a pink. It just does so many things, and I love this color. It is such a showstopper. Every time I wear this, I feel so happy. What a bright and amazing color. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's beautiful on camera and in pictures, but when you see it in person, it's just jaw-dropping. Oh my gosh, this is hands down my favorite shadow in my collection. I think it is so cool. All right, and then one more time, all swatched out next to each other from 10 to 1, we have Clionadh Calx, Shroud Cosmetics Artifact, Terra Moon's Red Giant, Give Me Glow Glass Slipper, Terra Moon's Looking Glass, Give Me Glow Dragon's Blood, Terra Moon's Chasing Comets, Give Me Glow Party Monster, Terra Moon's Moontide, and Terra Moon's The Cosmos. I love these colors. I think they're so cool and fun, and they make me so happy. Clearly, I love blue, green, and purple, and I hope you love these shadows too. All right, thank you so much for watching my video. I love those shadows so much. I think they are so pretty and they're so much fun to work with, and I would love to hear your thoughts on them. Have you tried any of the ones I mentioned today? Do you want to try any of them? Again, I would love to hear what your favorite singles are. If you made it to the end of this video, ooh, I don't really know. You know, just leave me emojis that represent your favorite colors to wear as eyeshadows. I feel like that would be fun, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot, and if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Why is there a weed whacker man outside? This like doesn't happen. If you know, you know. This was my problem at our old apartment, and we've been living in our house for a year and a few months, and this is not an issue. It's also about to pour rain, so you should take cover, sir.